Kamen, who are now the namesakes of the Science Center, were there. Bob Pompiani emceed a little chalk talk, and Pat McAfee narrates this story, and includes Bill Cower, Jerome Bettis, and a bunch of familiar faces. Just a great story told about the region, and based around the steel and the culture. I thought you will find this fascinating, Paul, when you get a chance. And it's going to be running starting Saturday through at least the draft at the Kamen Science Center at the Rengos Theater, which is especially fun because it's 70 by 40, that large screen where they show those IMAX programs and otherwise. And everybody I talked to really enjoyed it. Tells the story. It starts with water. And when you think about it, the two rivers that come together to make the third, it was a fascinating story about how that brought people together here and how the mills popped up all along the riverways, and U.S. Steel, huge part of that, and fortunately will still be in the future. If you get a chance, highly recommend.
So can I safely say then that this is about an hour-long documentary that really sets up well the parallel history of the growth of Pittsburgh and the development of professional football?
Absolutely.
And our fascination with the sport from high schools on up.
If anything, I wanted more. It's 52 minutes. And Leo McCafferty, who is a producer, a Pittsburgh guy, his father's a famous surgeon and family. When I say in this town you're a half person from everybody, that is so true. And you have come to find this out yourself.
I mean, in only 20 years, it just surprises me the number of connections.
I know. It's absolutely stunning.
Let me give you a quick example. So one of the things we were kicking around yesterday, PJ and I, was what kind of an editorial will we do this week? And we kind of hit on the idea, well, let's salute the hockey players that participated on both the men's and women's teams with ties to Pittsburgh. Well, I knew of a couple right off the bat, but I found out that we had like 4 of the people on the women's team played for the Penn's Elite program.
That's correct.
I mean, it's a short list, but it's still a lot longer than the 2 or 3 I was thinking we would have.
And look at the men's team. The coach, Mike Sullivan, was our guy, brought us 2 Stanley Cups as a coach. And then there are some people that you weren't aware of who work for the Penguins organization who were part of the U.S. men's Olympic team. And they got a shout out at the State of the Union last night when they entered the chamber. What was especially cool is
they came down the 2 aisles, right, on the main floor.
And Connor Hellebuck, who is the goaltender, who should have been the MVP, is getting a Medal of Freedom from the president. And he said they were in the Oval Office with the team, and they took a vote. He said, if a single one of you doesn't want to do this, we won't. He said, I want to give Connor this Medal of Freedom for his performance, and they all, of course, said yes.
Now, did you see the text I sent you? I speculated yesterday that the hockey team might wind up getting some McDonald's. Did you see that?
Yes. Fantastic.
He's got the hockey team seated around the conference table in the West Wing somewhere, I guess, and he brought in a whole bunch of double cheeseburgers from the Golden Arches.
Gotta love McDonald's.
He's got a thing about McDonald's.
Oh, my gosh. It was, but for Connor Hellebuck to get shouted out in that moment, when many people were watching, and it was one of the few times where everybody stood and cheered, which was good to see for the U.S. men's team. And the women's team will be coming to the Oval Office next. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Now, back to reality. In this moment. Yeah, all the side streets near where I live, of course, that now is almost 2 hours ago, were covered with snow. But many side streets still have snow cover. But we're almost done with this band of snow.
Oh,
from
good.
Pittsburgh north and to the west, Ellen. But southeast, they're still going to be dealing with this for a little while yet.
Yeah, and we can see it flying through the air, the PennDOT cameras, Larry. And like we've said earlier, the main roads appear to be mostly wet, so they've been treated. Crews have been working hard there, and certainly they're working hard on the side streets, but that's where a lot of the accidents are happening now. Let's turn to the parkways, though. This is a new one. It's a single vehicle accident. I have it in my sights with the PennDOT camera out over the parkway east at Churchill. It's a box truck into the concrete Jersey barrier, so your left inbound lane there has an obstruction. Traffic's getting by. No crews on the scene yet, but just watch for slowdowns there. Accident in Hampton Township on Harts Run Road at Woodland Road. Some of the crews have left the scene there, but we still have some working with that accident. Accident in Robinson Township on Forest Grove Road near the I-79 overpass. Also in the Lincoln Place section of the city, two accidents, one on Mooney Road at Hamilton Road and another on Mifflin Road at Glenhurst Road. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 5:55. I'm Evelyn Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And again, the snow will be ending north and west of the city. Right now, that's kind of the dividing line of this band of snow that's produced generally 1 to 2 inches of snow, a little more in the Laurel Highlands as it pushes through the region. And then a high of 46. So behind this warmer air is going to move in 24 tonight. And then tomorrow, periods of snow maybe mixing with some rain, coating to an inch again. 41 will be the high. Right now, we're right at 32 degrees at the airport.
Listen to the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Time now for a Black History Month Spotlight.
Today, we honor U.S. Congresswoman Summer Lee. A North Braddock native, she graduated from Woodland Hills High School, earned a journalism degree from Penn State, and a law degree from Howard University. In 2018, she became the first Black woman elected to the Pennsylvania State House from Allegheny County, winning re-election twice before making history again in 2022 as the first Black woman from Pennsylvania elected to the U.S. House, representing the 12th District. She now serves on the Education and the Workforce Committee and the Oversight and Government Reform Committee, continuing her work for education, social justice, and the Pittsburgh community.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
550 at KDKA from the Goldberg, Persky & White, Pioneers and Asbestos Litigation News Desk. Here's Paul Rasmussen.
Some of the highlights from the State of the Union and the reaction to the State of the Union from the Democratic rebuttal. That's coming up. Also, we have some details on yesterday's special election. We'll tell you who won and by how much coming up in 10 minutes on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Pittsburgh International Airport continues to expand its roster of destinations. The latest addition comes from budget carrier Breeze Airways, which will launch seasonal nonstop service to Myrtle Beach beginning July 3rd. The flights will last roughly 90 minutes. Waymo will begin dispatching its robo-taxis in 4 more cities in Texas and Florida, expanding the territory covered by its fleet of self-driving cars to 10 major U.S. metropolitan areas. The move into Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Orlando, Florida, widens Waymo's early lead in autonomous driving, while rival services from Tesla and the Amazon-owned Zoox are still testing their vehicles in only a few U.S. cities. Commerce Department officials say none of NVIDIA's second most advanced AI chips, known as the H200, have been sold yet to Chinese customers. President Trump's administration last month gave a formal green light to China-bound sales of NVIDIA's H200 chips with conditions. I'm Nicole Murray on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Vitchoff of the PA Hypnosis Center is here to help you. He has helped train U.S. Olympic team members control their brains, stay relaxed, focused, and in control, giving them the edge for the gold. He's recognized by many organizations around the world as one of the top hypnotherapists anywhere. He has gotten over 3,000 people to give up cigarettes for good in the last 22 years. He's helped folks even who've tried gastric bypass to lose weight. He can help you and give you a 98% success guarantee. Call 724-934-8446. That's Dan Vitchoff, the PA Hypnosis Center. Mention KDKA and get $50 off any program. But call for a free consultation today, 724-934-8446. The PA Hypnosis Center with Dan Vitchoff. Make that call today, 724-934-8446.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Time for the Big K Morning Show birthdays. On this February 25th, we start with former Beatle George Harrison. He would have been, let's see, he was born in 1943, would have been 83 today. And normally we don't do those who have passed, but when it comes to the Beatles, what would you say is his number one solo hit? My Sweet Lord, right?
Yeah, that would have to be it.
What would another one be?
For me, George Harrison is, he's my favorite of the Beatles now.
Was he?
Yeah. And my favorite George Harrison song, I don't think it was a really big hit, but it was All Things Must Pass.
It was a great album.
Yeah, I think that, another one of his big songs, if you're talking only about his solo career, I really liked What Is Love.
Yeah, and didn't My Sweet Lord, the Chiffons, they had some sued that it was like He's So Fine.
Yeah.
That I never got that.
Neither did I.
Anyway, Rashida Jones is 50 from Parks and Recreation and The Office. Sean Astin is 55, best known Lord of the Rings. And in the Goonies back in the day, Nature Boy Ric Flair is 77, 16-time world heavyweight wrestling champion. I got to meet him. What a character. Tia Leone is 60, star of Madam President or Madam Secretary and the movie Deep Impact. And
I really liked that movie for some reason, Deep Impact. Whenever it's on, I'll stop and watch a few minutes.
And Chelsea Handler is 51, comedian, author, and former late-night talk show host. And if you were born in 1961, happy 65th from MediConnect. Medicare made simple. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Let's get a feel for what the roads are like right now with Ellen Gamble.
Ish, lots of accidents out there, Larry. We have a single vehicle accident with crews now on the scene. A box truck into the concrete Jersey barrier on the left inbound lane of the Parkway East by Churchill. You are finding slowdowns as far back as the Penn Hills interchange as you approach that now that we have crews on scene. Crews still clearing an accident in Hampton Township on Harts Run Road at Woodland Road. In the Lincoln Place section of the city, 2 accidents working Mooney Road at Hamilton Road and Mifflin Road at Glenhurst Road. I'm not getting reports of an accident on 51 northbound, but we can tell you the traffic is extremely heavy approaching the intersection with Whited Street. It's backing almost to Maytide, so not long after you passed Route 88, you are in very slow-go traffic there. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 6:05. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA-cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder, about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I like about having the most effective treatment protocol on the market for peripheral neuropathy is the stories that we hear. Like Karen from Export, she suffered with neuropathy for 3 years, and it got so bad that she couldn't even wear her normal shoes. In fact, she got rid of them and can only wear Skechers. After going through the program, now she's able to wear any shoes she wants, and she's very disappointed that she got rid of all her other shoes.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Karen. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for an initial free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, this is elder law attorney Carl Zachariah with the elder law firm of Zachariah Brown. You know, every day I get a call from somebody because they have a loved one in the nursing home. They lost their house, they lost all their money, and they are in trouble, and that's when they call. Why do they call us? Because we can help. The better call to make, though, is to call ahead of time. As soon as you have a loved one going into a nursing facility, call us immediately, and we'll help take care of you. Zachariah Brown, 724-942-6200, or PittsburghElderLaw.com.
How about some fantastic February savings at Coons Market?
Boneless chuck shoulder steaks or roast, $6.49 a pound. KDKA oranges, 8-pound bag, $5.99 each. And Eckrich top round roast beef, $7.99 a pound. Come see us at Coons.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
33 with scattered areas of light snow falling at 6 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. President Donald Trump used last night's State of the Union address to say his economic agenda has sparked a boom in jobs in U.S. manufacturing.
In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
When it came to the Supreme Court decision to overturn the tariffs he declared under the Emergency Powers Act, President Trump called the ruling unfortunate and then took aim at congressional Democrats.
I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States.
The Democrats are demanding reform for immigrations and customs enforcement agents. This enforcement was a focus point in the Democratic rebuttal from Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger.
Our
broken immigration system is something to be fixed, not an excuse for unaccountable agents to terrorize our communities.
Spanberger also slammed the president's cuts in the federal government workforce and his plans for new tariffs, calling them a tax hike for American families. Mr. Trump touched on a topic of high interest in the Pittsburgh region, energy-intensive AI data centers and concerns about higher electricity costs.
We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community.
There was pushback for proposed data centers recently in Springdale and Homer City from residents concerned about how much water and electricity the plants would consume. Tuesday's special election for the 42nd district seat in the State House was a landslide win for Democrat Jen Mazzocco over Republican Joseph Leckenby. More than 81% of the votes cast in the South Hills were for Mazzocco, who now replaces Dan Miller after his election as an Allegheny County Common Pleas judge. City Controller Rachel Heisler is again raising concerns about Pittsburgh's financial well-being. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has that story.
In releasing her 2025 Q4 financial report, Heisler says the city closed out the year with an $8.6 million operating deficit when the budget projected a more than $3 million surplus. Heisler says that proves what she's been saying all along, that the budget was not realistic. Heisler says the new O'Connor administration and city council need to face reality, saying a problem we can see is a problem we can fix. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
3 people were rescued last night from a 2-alarm apartment fire in Millvale. The flames broke out around 10:30 p.m. at an apartment building on the 100 block of Grant Avenue. Firefighters arrived to find flames and smoke on multiple floors of the building. One person hanging from a second-floor window was rescued. 2 others were helped outside through a back stairwell by firefighters. The building was likely destroyed. Details on the cause of the fire and any injuries were not immediately available. KDKA Sports brought to you by NASCO Roofing, Pittsburgh's trusted and passionate roofer. Call NASCO at 412-373-2000 and by Kuhn's Quality Foods, your Pittsburgh hometown grocer. Top prospect Connor Griffin blasted 2 homers in a 16-7 Pirates rout of the Red Sox. Now, this afternoon at 1, it's the Bucks and Braves at Northport with Paul Skeens starting. And last night, Oklahoma State beat WVU 91-84. KDKA Radio News Time is 6:03. 33 now with light snow falling at Pittsburgh International. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
6:05 KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Let's get the latest on road conditions. Ellen, some shots downtown look like in the immediate downtown area, the main roads are just wet at this point.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're seeing as we look out live with the PennDOT cameras out over the area roads, Larry. It looks like main arteries are just wet, and we're actually not seeing too many secondaries or side streets with the cameras that are fully snow covered, but obviously with the weather moving through, you can expect slick spots, and we're certainly getting a ton of accidents here this morning already. Continue to see crews working with a single vehicle accident. It looked like a box truck into the concrete Jersey barrier in the left inbound lane of the Parkway East by Churchill. So with all the flashing lights there, you have a lane pinch and traffic is slow go as you travel there. Very sluggish coming northbound on 51, backing right around the intersection with Maytide Street as you try to approach the intersection with Whitehead Street. After that, things move well toward the Liberty Tunnels. I'm not getting reports of an accident there, but very heavy traffic. Accident in Hampton Township still being cleared from Harts Run Road at Woodland Road. In the Lincoln Place section of the city, Moody Road at Hamilton Road has an accident, as does Mifflin Road at Glenhurst Road. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 6:15. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A winter weather advisory through 1 p.m. in the Laurel Highlands. We'll have some snow to start the day with accumulations of a coating to an inch, just enough to make things slippery going into the morning commute. But later today, breezy and becoming milder as clouds break for some sunshine, the high 46. Partly cloudy tonight, though 24. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Thanks, Joe. Right now, 33 degrees. The real feel, 25.
The Big K Morning Show, brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
It's the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. From the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We do have a growing list of 2-hour delays for many schools around the region, North Allegheny being one of those, the second largest school district in the region. Pine Richland, north, south, east, west. If you look at also North Hills School District, Penn Hills, looking around Quaker Valley, all 2-hour delays. And Sarah Catholic. So, Paul, in this kind of situation, if you drew a line through the city of Pittsburgh diagonally from the northeast to the southwest, Pittsburgh right now is right on the back edge of this band of snow that's pushing to the southeast. So folks in Westmoreland County and parts in the Laurels are going to continue to get snow here for the next hour or so, and then we should start to dry up and actually warm up.
It's already starting to clear up in Beaver County, Washington County, for the most part, Butler County as well now.
And the temperatures are going to go up to 46. So behind this system, right on the bubble, we're going to have a warm up. So that will help the cleanup. But generally, 1 to 2 inches of snow has fallen, but there are definitely slick roads out there in the side streets in particular.
With 1 to 2 inches of snow possibly piling up on roofs, it's great news to homeowners all over the area with damage that we're going to have a high in the 40s and some melting, so they don't have to worry about so much more interior damage. A lot of people haven't had the opportunity yet to have their roofs fixed. And I know we haven't in my community.
Yeah, you have shared your personal story in your townhome condo community.
I have an update for you on that.
Yeah, what is the status? Because you had some major damage due to leaking.
I can tell you now how much damage in terms of dollars. My insurance company adjuster came in and took a look around and said it was around $7,500.
Well, that's significant. Now, who is responsible for that?
That's a good back and forth now between the HOA insurance representatives and my representative. So I'm sure that they'll have...
Oh, this conversation is going on around the region.
And by the way, I found out in my community, it was almost half of the people in my community have some kind of damage from the storm. It's about half of 400, about 190.
Boy, that is significant.
190 units, yeah.
And I've heard story. My own sister has been dealing with this, where her townhouse, and everybody's pointing the finger to your point. HOA, the roofing company that changed ownership since it was put on.
We had brand new roofs put on with an Owens Corning product, so we're checking into the warranty on that. We're looking at the installation of the new roofing. There's so many different things that are going on at one time right now, and it's going to take weeks, if not months, for this thing to get ironed out. And then as I was getting the estimate yesterday, the people with the HOA inspection team showed up and came in with their cameras and sensors and went to work as well. So,
well, hopefully you get back to what was normal prior to the leaks.
There is such a thing, right?
As fast as possible. All right, last night's State of the Union, the longest in history, 1 hour, 48 minutes.
By the way, I have to just call myself out right now. Yesterday, when we were talking about Bill Clinton having the longest one at almost like an hour and a half, and I used the word windbag, that was not nearly what I was expecting. But I mean, Mr. Trump definitely gets the windbag award now, right?
Well, I think you would definitely. He seized the moment, and with the details, CBS's Natalie Brand was there.
Reaction was split along party lines, as you would expect. President Trump last night argued that the State of the Union is strong, saying this is the golden age for America. But CBS News polling shows most Americans view the country as divided.
The President of the United States.
President Trump delivered the longest State of the Union address of the modern era, touting what he called a turnaround for the ages. He defended his record on the economy and immigration 1 year into his second term.
Our border is secure. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before.
The president also addressed rising tensions with Iran.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon.
The Olympic gold medal winning U.S. men's hockey team was among the special guests highlighted last night. The lighthearted moment brought rare bipartisan unity during a speech that put political divides on full display.
These people are crazy.
Reactions were also split.
It was a great review of the extraordinary work we've done.
I thought it was a state of delusion.
The State of the Union comes as President Trump is facing dwindling job approval numbers in a pivotal midterm election year. With the latest CBS News poll showing the president's approval rating at 40%, Democrats are now trying to sway voters their way. Some spoke at an alternative rally outside the Capitol.
In November, are you ready to throw the bums out?
In her official response, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger hit the president on his immigration crackdown and the cost of living.
Is the president working to make life more affordable for you and your family? We all know the answer is no.
President Trump is set to take his economic message to Texas later this week ahead of key primaries in the Lone Star State. And back to last night's address and the bipartisan moments. President Trump last night awarded 2 medals of honor to people in the room. That's the highest military decoration, one to a 100-year-old Korean War veteran, the other to the helicopter pilot who was injured during the raid in Venezuela to capture Nicolas Maduro. He announced during the speech that he would be giving goalie Connor Hellebuyck the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the nation's highest civilian honor. And he noted that during the hockey team's visit to the Oval Office earlier in the day, he asked the team whether he should go ahead and deliver that award. Everyone put their hands up. During that gold medal game, a reminder that Hellebuyck stopped 41 of Team Canada's shots.
CBS's Natalie Brand in our nation's capital.
That really is a very comprehensive report on most of what happened. Now, there were some things that were clear signs of division. For example, the Supreme Court, I think only 4 of the justices were there.
After 2 hours, it was, I thought she did a good job of kind of, well, one of the things that will affect us here in particular, of course, everything does to some degree, but I'm talking about addressing the concerns about your electricity rates and gas rates going up because of AI and electric demand for these data centers, which are now coming out of the ground here, for instance, in Homer City in Indiana County.
Now, he used the terminology in that, Larry, that they were telling the big tech companies that they had to provide their own power. But I wonder how they're going to do that. Is there going to be a mechanism by which they're going to require it to the government in some way?
Yeah, it's a good question. But it will affect people, and they're suggesting at the federal level that they're going to guarantee your rates will not go up because of it. So we'll follow that part of the story. 6:15 at KDKA from the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Chevy. Let's get back to Ellen Gamble on road conditions.
Road conditions appear to be wet on the main roads, Larry, as folks are trying to travel into and through downtown Pittsburgh. Some of the side streets and secondaries could be interesting for you. We've had reports of lots of different skidding accidents. Crews still working to clear one on Harts Run Road at the intersection with Woodland Road. Also Lincoln Place, an accident on Mifflin Road at Glenhurst Road. Now, this one's on a main line. We're still able to see this box truck into the concrete Jersey barrier accident. Looks like a single vehicle in the left inbound lane on the Parkway East at Churchill. So you will find slow traffic there. Getting reports of an accident right behind the Liberty Tunnels on 51 at 19. We'll get our eyes on that and get more details for you in our next update. 51 northbound has been heavy all morning long so far, most of the way between Maytide Street and the intersection with Whitehead Street. Very congested there. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 6:25. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
Thanks, Ellen. And the good news is the snow is dissipating from the city north and west, still dealing with it southeast of the city here for the next hour or so. And then we're going to warm up to 46. So whatever stuck should melt rather quickly today. And then tonight, 24, and tomorrow, 41 with another period of rain-snow mix. Right now, 33 degrees, real feel 25. Our news editor, Pat Septak, coming from the north in the Zilli area. How was your commute on 79? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being dry and clear. It would be a 6. All right. Thank you, Pat.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA-radio.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here. Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring. Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now. JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet. Just a couple things, huh? Maybe more than a couple.
I'm talking with John Diagardi of Rome Monument about something he feels people should avoid. John, can you elaborate?
I sure can, Rob. When a loved one passes, their spouse and relatives are under stress. They feel pressure to get things taken care of quickly.
Is that not a good idea?
Not when it comes to the monument. Rob, when the funeral is over, when everyone goes home, the monument is the one thing that is permanent. 50, even 100 years from now, that monument will still be there. Families need to take time to make decisions about the best way to memorialize their loved one.
John, how can families avoid making a costly mistake?
People shouldn't make quick decisions under stress that they'll regret later. For over 80 years, Rome Monument has helped thousands of families create a lasting tribute to their loved ones. And when you're ready, Rome Monument will be there.
Great advice, John. Friends, visit one of Rome Monument's 9 showrooms or learn more at romemonuments.com.
6:20 at KDKA from the Goldberg, Persky and White Pioneers and Asbestos Litigation News Desk. Here's Paul Rasmussen.
Well, we'll tell you about the State of the Union speech. In the event you didn't catch it, you won't have to sit around for 2 hours to get an idea of what happened in our newscast. Also, people are talking about, Larry, Connor Griffin hit 2 out of the ballpark yesterday against the Red Sox. An amazing performance. So the details are coming in 10 minutes on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
Talk about the news you hear. It's the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Listen for the Drive at 5. Top stories driving the day's news weekday afternoons with Colin Dunlap. Brought to you by ServiceMaster of Greater Pittsburgh. Demand the yellow van. How about Breeze Airlines? out of Pittsburgh. I didn't realize their nonstops now include 14 cities, and they've added nonstops to Myrtle Beach, which will begin in July of this year. A lot of people love to go to that area.
Yeah, that's going to make it a lot easier to get. Imagine not having to connect in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, and I guess next to Southwest, they have the most nonstops out of Pittsburgh.
But that's their strategy.
And a lot of people don't know about Breeze Airlines. We had an opportunity to speak to their president when they first started.
David Neilman. He's the guy who started JetBlue back in the day, and then one down in Brazil called Azur. And now this one is his newest project, and it seems to be doing really well. But they go into a market and look for the routes that are being underserved with smaller aircraft, and there you have Myrtle Beach as a perfect example of what they do.
Another one is Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. Elliot Falcioni down there and introduced us to their president of Breeze, and they are growing, and they have brand new aircraft. I think their president also was the guy that developed some kind of technology app or some kind of something to revolutionize the airline industry. But brand new aircraft out of Pittsburgh, and yet if you search Priceline, it doesn't show you Breeze Airlines yet.
You have to go. They don't participate in those, and just like Southwest used to not participate.
Right, for many years.
You know, in like the Expedia searches and the Google airfare searches. So you have to go directly to the Breeze Airlines website. It's Breeze Airways, isn't it?
Breeze Airways.
Yeah, Airways.
And by the way, they have really inexpensive flights if you have relatives in Los Angeles, nonstops to California, to L.A.
And if you're concerned about the class of service that you're going to receive on Breeze, you have your choice of what they call nice, nicer, and nicest.
Yeah, they almost all do this to some degree now.
And the nicest is kind of like a domestic first class, but at a much lower rate than you would expect. So if you like to fly with a little more leg room or...
Remember Spirit, they had flights for like $9, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, how can they do this? And then, oh, you wanted a seatbelt, that's $200.
Yeah, they make you sit on a sawhorse.
But Breeze adding nonstops out of Pittsburgh, which is good. And while we're talking about the airport, you might want to check ahead. Still digging out in the Northeast as they slowly get operations back to normal. And
I'll check FlightAware real quickly while we're at it.
Yeah, our friend Dr. Kevin Wong, who has family and friends in the Massachusetts area, he said from Boston, his sister sent a note, said Fall River in New Bedford in there, still paralyzed, 41 inches of snow, all their highways still closed. And he just sent this today. So they've had a major and still dealing with it. But if you're flying in that direction, definitely want to check ahead.
Just 10% of what we had yesterday at the same time. 190 cancellations in the U.S. today, 650 delays. So things are returning to normal.
American Airlines is still trying to figure out.
Oh, boy, what about this story?
Yeah, one of its 737s was shot before taking off from Colombia on their way to Miami. Even the pilots didn't notice they were flying a piece of Swiss cheese until they got back to the ground.
Now they found the bullet holes in the in one of the ailerons, and I think some even made it to the cabin.
Yeah, somehow no one got hit. The fuel tank didn't get hit, thank God. But there were bullet holes in the wings, and the crews taped over them and flew the plane to Dallas, where they'll be checking. They flew that plane to Dallas, by the way, without passengers. Once they got to Miami, Dallas is where their American Airlines major hub is. If you don't know, you want to know anything about the weather. Everybody wants to know what's the future, right? There's a new weather app that lets you sign up for alerts, like if there's going to be a rainbow in your neighborhood or a really awesome sunset. Acme Weather was developed by the same guys who created the old Dark Sky app. For $25 a year, not only do you get notified when the moon looks super cool, but the app also delivers alternative forecasts just in case their main prediction is wrong. So
say that last part again. Wait, what was that?
It says the app delivers alternate forecasts just in case their main prediction is wrong. That's kind of hedging your bets.
I'll say. It's like, can you imagine if you did that when you were forecasting on Channel 2?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. There was...
I mean, you'd never hear the end of it.
10 years of that. It was like a sentence. Everywhere you went, and that was before everybody had access to radar screens, so everybody does their own predicting, yet they thought that might be the death of the weather on TV. It's not.
Heavens, no.
People love to check, and it's kind of like hedge your bets against...
When you and I started in television about the same time, or close to it, the weather was buried way down into the newscast, and now it's the first thing out of the chute.
All the time. And what the beauty is, someone said, you know, Larry, I'm glad it's not 100% accurate because there are days when it's forecast to not be nice and the sun comes out. And I go, you're right.
Oh.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, though it was forecast by AccuWeather that would have a little snow this morning, Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are.
Here we are. And it has been causing some interesting situations out on the roads. Certainly, we have to believe that with the snowy weather moving through, that's the reason for all the accidents we've had this morning. Getting reports of a new one. This is on southbound 79, Larry, between Mount Nebo Road and the Route 65 Emsworth exits. So that would be as you're heading toward the Neville Island Bridge. Heads up there. At least one crew on the scene and others are dispatched there. Crews still working with an accident. It looks like a vehicle into the Jersey barrier in the left inbound lane of the Parkway East at Churchill. Definitely slow go for you there. Accident still being cleared in Hampton Township from Harts Run Road at Woodland Road. Also in Lincoln Place on Mifflin Road at Glenhurst Road. Parkway West inbound is getting very heavy and slow go at times all the way from the 79 interchange toward the inbound Fort Pitt Tunnel just because of the weather. Again, our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 6:35. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, News Radio KDK's Paul Alexander with some really good news. If you're dreaming about a getaway that feels truly refreshing, this September it's time to discover Arizona with me for a 5-day trip based in beautiful scenic Flagstaff. From there, we'll take in the stunning red rocks of Sedona, stand in awe of the Grand Canyon, and relax along the clear blue waters of Lake Powell. It's a perfect mix of natural beauty, easy adventure, and unforgettable views, all at the best time of the year, with fewer crowds and comfortable temperatures. 5 days, incredible scenery, and memories we'll talk about long after we're home. This September date will fill quickly, so don't wait. Visit travelwithkdka.com for all the details and to reserve your spot on this unforgettable Arizona escape. Or you can call my friends at Cruise and Tour, 800-383-3131. That's 800-383-3131. Give Cruise and Tour a call. Or visit travelwithkdka.com to book your trip today.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in store and online. Staples, that was easy.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
33 with light snow falling. It's 6:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. TrustPJ.com. President Donald Trump's State of the Union address focused on domestic issues as well as foreign policy last night. With 4 Supreme Court justices sitting in the front row of the House chamber, President Trump decried the court's ruling that invalidated most of his tariffs.
Very unfortunate ruling.
but the president vowed to continue tariffs through different statutes.
Because we finally have a president who puts America first.
Mr. Trump also said he'll not back down on a military threat against Iran.
I will never allow the world's number one sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon.
He also said his preference would be to solve the problem with Iran through diplomacy. The president's State of the Union address was the longest ever at 1 hour and 47 minutes. Following the president's speech, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger delivered the Democratic Party response.
The president is planning for new tariffs, another massive tax hike on you and your family.
Spanberger also slammed the president's immigration policy and federal government job cuts. Governor Josh Shapiro is part of a new multi-state lawsuit against the Trump administration. News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado has that.
The lawsuit filed by Arizona, California, and joined by Pennsylvania and 12 other states wants the courts to declare the Trump administration's new vaccine schedule is unlawful. The Centers for Disease Control memo released last month removed vaccines for diseases like rotavirus, hepatitis A and B, flu, and COVID-19 from their recommended status. Shapiro says the policies confuse parents and schools. For its part, the Trump administration says the changes were made to bring the vaccine schedule in line with international consensus. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
KDKA Sports brought to you by NASCO Roofing, Pittsburgh's trusted and passionate roofer. Call NASCO at 412-373-2000. The Pirates blew out the Red Sox 16-7 on Tuesday. Connor Griffin hit 2 homers. Today, the Bucks are playing the Braves at Northport, and Paul Skeens is the starter for Pittsburgh at 1 p.m. College basketball last night, Oklahoma State over West Virginia, 91-84. KDKA Radio News Time, 6:32. Time to call Goodrich and Geist. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist. Our next update at 7. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Health Trends, sponsored by Ethos.
Late-night dinners are bad for metabolism. Columbia University researchers find pre-diabetics, obese adults, or those with type 2 diabetes who ate 45% of their daily calories after 5 in the afternoon had poorer glucose tolerance than similar people who ate the same food earlier in the day. Researchers recommend avoiding meals within 2 to 3 hours of sleep to improve overall health. I'm Margie Schaefer.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Been 30 time, would have been 30, no, would have been 30, being 30, been 29. If that'll help, been 29,000.
Get ready to bid on the equipment you need in the Ritchie Brothers Northeast Regional event on March 25th and 26th. Inventory is housed at locations in Pittsburgh, Northeast Maryland, and North Franklin, Connecticut with in-person inspections available. Bid on a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Pittsburgh to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Pittsburgh.
Did you know that the only cause of mesothelioma is exposure to asbestos? Did you know that many local area tradesmen were exposed to asbestos and didn't even know it? The sad reality is asbestos-related diseases are often fatal, yet entirely preventable. Pittsburgh-based Goldberg, Persky, and White understands the complexities of asbestos exposure and are dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve. GPW can't change the past, but we'll work to transform your future. Call 1-800-COMPLEX to learn more.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh body repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Heart disease is common, often silent, and too important to ignore. At Independence Health System, our cardiac specialists work together, from advanced diagnostics to minimally invasive procedures and cardiac rehabilitation. For patients, that means personalized care, from an award-winning cardiac team helping to protect what matters most, your heart. Find expert care here at Independence Health System.
635 KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Let's get an update on the early commute with a twist. In this case, Frozen. Here's Ellen Gamble.
I'm not going to sing that theme song because I know how much it'll set Paul off. So there we go. And you don't want to hear me sing it anyway, but
Frozen fan.
Geez, well, and I'm just, this every day we get up and there's this fun snowy stuff that kind of messes with our rush hour here. We've had a slew of accidents this morning. It's getting a little bit better out there, and most of your main roads are just wet. So it's just those slick spots that you just have to watch for, especially on the secondaries and side streets this time of year. Now, we're talking main streets. I-79 southbound has an accident between Mount Nebo Road and the Route 65 Emsworth exits as you head toward the Neville Island Bridge. There's slow-go traffic there. Slow-go traffic past an accident on the Parkway East inbound as you approach Churchill. It's in the left lane and crews are still on scene. Once you get past that, you do have slowdowns that greet you right around Edgewood Swissvale as you head for the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Accident in the final stages of clearing in Hampton Township on Harts Run Road at Woodland Road. The Parkway West inbound is slow-go most of the way down the front side of Green Tree Hill. 51 northbound, very congested for you from Whitehead Street up toward the backside of the Liberty tunnels. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 6:45. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Snow to start the day with accumulated coating to an inch, and that will cause things to be slippery for the morning commute. Later today, breezy and becoming milder as clouds break for some sun, the high 46. Partly cloudy tonight, though 24. Intervals of clouds and sun tomorrow, high 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Thanks, Joe. We are 1 degree above the freezing mark at 33, but the real feel 25.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
From the KDKA Radio Storm Center, presented by Duquesne Light Company. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
And due to the overnight snow, which is wrapping up in the city in parts north and west, continues city south and east, and generally 1 to 2 inches, a little more in the Laurel Highlands anticipated. And due to that, there have been a growing number of 2-hour delays, and you can get the entire list at kdkaradio.com. So much going on. We'll have kind of a walkthrough of the State of the Union address through the morning hours. If you missed it, the highlights, 1 hour, 48 minutes long, the longest in history. And also some of the reaction. We'll continue to bring that. And updates on the weather. We are apparently looking at a warm-up that'll take us to the mid-50s Saturday, then crazy. Another round of snow possible Sunday and a Monday with a high of 34, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow. And we just passed the 4-year mark of the war in Ukraine when the Russians attacked the Ukrainians. And there is a rather large active population here in the Pittsburgh area. And joining us is Ellen Freeman, who is an attorney in the immigration world. Ellen, welcome back to KDK. Good morning.
Good morning, Clary.
Just wanted to check with you, since you deal with so many of the population of our immigrants in the region, but a very strong Ukrainian community. Hard to believe it's now 4 years.
Yes, Larry, very heartbreaking. We passed the 4-year mark of the war, and it's not letting up. But what's happening here in the United States is that we invited Ukrainians and gave them protection from the war. We created a specific immigration program for them called Uniting for Ukraine. Sometimes people refer to it as U4U. And people were able to take advantage of that program starting with April of 2022 up until last year. It's estimated that there are about 250,000 Ukrainian citizens, mostly women and children, who were able to come to the United States under that program. While the program has not been terminated, and Ukrainian citizens are still living in the United States, mostly in Chicago, Sacramento, Washington, D.C., New York, New Jersey, but also here in Pittsburgh, in our area. That program is sort of on life support. It's unclear whether it will be continued, and the Immigration Service deprioritized any type of humanitarian parole for all kinds of people in the world. And so a lot of the times Ukrainians are waiting over a year for the reauthorization. In the meantime, they lose their ability to work. They lose limited benefits that they receive and feel that they're in the twilight zone and can be picked up by ICE at any time. Many of them are speaking with me about packing and going back home because they find that their status in the United States is so uncertain, so precarious, and may not be extended, and they can't live here if they don't have employment authorization. They cannot support themselves. It's a really sad situation. They have no place to go. Their country is bombed out. There is no electricity, as you know, no running water in a lot of the places because Russians are specifically attacking their electrical grids. And yet here we're not really watching out for them.
I have no idea how you would navigate the court system because I don't think any of us are really clear how that works under the current situation because, what do you do? Who do you go see? And how do you get help for these people who are
Right.
allowed to be here?
So there is no place to seek help. We have very limited ability to call the Immigration Service. We sometimes refer to it 1-800-WHO-CARES. You can't even get through. They tell you that they will call you back within 48 hours, but then they call with an unidentified number. You can think it's a spam call, so you never know when they will call you back. And all they say is like, well, it's within normal processing times. Our local congressional leaders and 2 senators have also very limited resources and don't seem to prioritize immigration or Ukrainians. They probably receive a lot of immigration inquiries, and they only respond when the communities really get organized, like we've seen recently in Oakmont or Sewickley, where the members of the community are just picked up in the middle of the street, where plotters are taken away from their families. And then there is a limited response from a local congressional leader who says, well, we have inquired with the ICE and we're looking for an answer. But even in those circumstances, there is nothing you can do.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Ellen, appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you.
Thanks, Larry.
Ellen Freeman, who is an immigration attorney here in Pittsburgh.
Life-changing medicine is happening every day at UPMC Heart and Vascular Institute.
We have the luxury to be bold, to continue to be pioneers in the world for innovative heart care.
We are the place of discovery. Literally, the world experts in cardiac care are in this institution.
By combining technology, research, and the latest innovations, patients from all over the world come to UPMC.
Because of the expertise that exists here at UPMC, it allows us to take on patients that have been turned down at other centers.
We offer unique heart procedures that you cannot get anywhere else. One of our founding mantras is that compassion has to be at the forefront of everything that we do.
From leading the region in cardiac procedures to being the only center in the state to offer integrated women's health and heart care, UPMC is pioneering life-changing cardiac care every day. Your heart care matters. Visit upmc.com/heart to learn more.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide.
based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
6:45 at KDKA. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Chevrolet. Let's check in with Ellen Gamble.
Okay, and after that snow had moved through, Larry, and we've had a whole flurry of different kinds of accidents here, things are getting a little quiet out there in the rush hour as the regular delays heat up. Extra time this time of year, always a great idea, folks, because of the changing weather and how that affects your traffic. We have a single vehicle accident with lots of crews still on the scene on the Parkway East inbound. It's blocking the left lane as you approach the Churchill interchange, and you're finding slow-go traffic at times as far back as the Rodi Road interchange there. Once you get past that, traffic is sluggish between the Wilkinsburg and Edgewood Swissvale interchanges approaching the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Behind the Liberty tunnels, very heavy this morning, backing up at Edgebrook and actually almost back to Whited Street as you try to make that right-hand turn into the tubes there. Parkway West is slow-go right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 6:55. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And to that point, Ellen, the main body of this band of snow is through the city and moving southeast, so folks there are still going to have to deal